What's going on, guys? Aero here, and welcome back to another video. Now in today's video, I want to talk to you guys about the rumored Nintendo Switch Pro model. As I'm sure you guys remember, right before Nintendo's E3 2021, there were so many rumors and leaks and potential insiders coming out saying that Nintendo was going to reveal like a brand new Nintendo Switch model that was going to be more powerful, and everybody was calling it the Nintendo Switch Pro. I'm sure you guys saw it trending on Twitter for a while, and everybody was saying how it was going to be revealed right before Nintendo's E3, and then of course everything came and went, and we actually got no announcement, nothing happened. So what's really going on with the Nintendo Switch Pro? Did something change behind the scenes? Does it even exist? What's really happening? Well, it looks like we might actually have an idea with Nintendo and their approach to hardware right from the official Nintendo America president himself, Mr. Doug Bowser. Now real quick before we get started, I just want to give a quick shout out to the sponsor of today's video, the Coldest Water. With summer approaching, the next few months are going to be hot, and you're going to need some cool drinks to stay hydrated. The Coldest Water is a revolutionary new water bottle that can keep your drinks icy cold for up to 36 hours. It uses a special no-sweat technology that prevents it from getting all bubbly on the outside, and is also odor resistant so that your drinks don't start smelling bad after being inside of a metal container for so long. So if you'd like to take the opportunity and switch to pretty much the only water bottle that you're ever going to need for the rest of your life, as it does come with a lifetime warranty, then definitely be sure to click the link below and use code Aero for 10% off of your order. There's even a giveaway link that you can enter to win a bottle for free, and thank you so much again to the Coldest Water for sponsoring this video. And so in terms of the Nintendo Switch Pro, you guys remember right before Nintendo's E3, there were so many rumors coming out saying that it was going to be revealed because Nintendo was going to show like enhanced games at their E3 presentation, and then it didn't happen, but now we actually have an interview here with the Nintendo America president, Doug Bowser. So you guys might remember with all the rumors coming out, they asked in an interview how Nintendo's approach is to their hardware and if there really is going to be like a new Nintendo Switch Pro model coming out, and this is what Mr. Doug Bowser had to say. So his official quote here says, "We're always looking at technology and how technology can enhance gameplay experiences. It's not technology for technology's sake, it's how specifically can technology enhance a gameplay experience. And then where do you apply that technology? Do you want to apply it on current existing hardware or platforms, or do you want to wait for the next platform? And then what's the right gameplay experience with that? There's a host of factors that goes into it, and it's something that we're always looking at." And then in terms of the Switch, he also said, when it comes to the Switch, the console is really redefining what a console lifecycle can look like, and the vibrancy of that overall lifecycle with a strong cadence of content. So basically he was talking about how Nintendo is always looking at hardware and technology improvements that they could do, but another important thing for them to consider is, do we take these new hardware ideas and implement them into the current Nintendo system that they have out right now, or do they save some of these ideas for the next Nintendo system that's going to be coming for the next generation? And then he also mentioned by saying how the Nintendo Switch is kind of really changing what a traditional console lifecycle is like because of all of the vibrant content that's on there with all of the different games. And I mean, it is kind of true because it really seems like Nintendo is going to try to make the Nintendo Switch last for a very long time. And usually when a Nintendo system or just any video game system comes out, the traditional lifecycle for them is like 5 to 7 years, I would say. That's usually how long a new system will last for. But with the Nintendo Switch, I mean, this system came out back in like 2017. We're in its 4th year right now in 2021, and it seems like Nintendo is really gonna try to make this system last for an even longer time. Like, I could see this system lasting till like 2023, 2024. It could last for a very good time as long as they have a lot of new games and content that is consistently coming out. And so now in terms of the Nintendo Switch Pro, you guys know that right before Nintendo's E3, there were so many reputable news sources coming out saying that this was going to happen and that Nintendo was going to reveal this system, but of course that didn't turn out to be the case. And the reason why this is so interesting is because all of these were coming out from very reputable, verified news outlets. Like, we're not talking about just some random person here, like random little Timmy going on his blog saying like, hey, tomorrow Nintendo's going to reveal the Switch Pro. No, we're talking about Bloomberg and Eurogamer and the Wall Street Journal, like all verified news outlets that were saying that they've heard inside sources that a brand new Nintendo Switch model is going into production and that it is going to be coming out and that Nintendo is going to be revealing it very soon. Now in these articles, they did say that there was a chance that this brand new Switch model could be revealed before E3, but they didn't say that it was guaranteed or that it was going to happen for sure, so it is possible that maybe the system could just be revealed after. I mean, Nintendo is kind of weird with that type of stuff, like it could have happened before E3, it could have happened at E3, but who knows when Nintendo really is going to reveal their next new system or like this updated Switch model, because the thing is, like in 2019, you guys remember, in 2019, we had an E3, like there was an awesome Nintendo E3 in 2019. It had a lot of big games. Of course, they revealed Breath of the Wild 2 there. We had, Fire Emblem Three Houses. We had Link's Awakening. Lots of good stuff was there. And in that same year, we had the Nintendo Switch Lite, which came out, and they could have very well had an amazing showcase and reveal for the Nintendo Switch Lite at Nintendo's E3 presentation in 2019, but they chose not to do that. Instead, in 2019, after Nintendo's E3, the month later in July, on a random Wednesday or something, they decided, you know what, here's a tweet, the brand new Nintendo Switch model, the Nintendo Switch Lite, is going to be coming later this year, and that's how they decided to reveal it. So it's very possible that maybe Nintendo is just planning on doing something like that, where in July this year, or maybe sometime even closer to like September or August or somewhere around there, Nintendo is just randomly going to tweet out one day like, yeah, here's a brand new Nintendo Switch model, a brand new updated one that's going to be coming onto store shelves really soon, and they might just upload a small video going over some of the features. It's very possible, like it doesn't have to be some type of grand unveiling where they have to announce it before, like they're going to make a big announcement or anything like that. It could just randomly be tweeted out like what they did with the Nintendo Switch Lite. And also, another thing that's also just very interesting about this new Nintendo Switch model is what the official Nintendo Global President, Mr. Shuntaro Furukawa, said to the investors earlier this year. See, every year Nintendo has these shareholder meetings where they talk about their sales for the Nintendo Switch and their games and their upcoming plans and stuff like that, and usually towards the end of these meetings, they open up like a questions round to all of their investors who can just ask the Nintendo president any questions that they want. And of course, with all the rumors that we've been hearing for years now about a brand new Nintendo Switch Pro model being in development and potentially coming very soon, every year, all of these Nintendo investors will always ask the Nintendo president the same question. Do you guys plan on releasing more hardware or like an updated hardware for the Nintendo Switch? And usually, Mr. Shuntaro Furukawa would always give a very straightforward answer, like how he did last year where he just said, there's not going to be a new Nintendo Switch model releasing in 2020. Like last year, he just straight up said like, yeah, you're not going to see any new Nintendo Switch models this year. But the thing is, when the investors asked this question this year, he didn't just say that there isn't going to be a new Switch model in 2021. He said something along the lines of it's important to keep like the Nintendo Switch fresh with content and something along those lines, which is definitely kind of weird because if deep down he knew himself, like if there really wasn't going to be any Switch Pro model or an updated Switch coming out this year, don't you think he would have just been able to easily say like, yeah, there's not going to be any new model for the Switch coming out in 2021. Like the fact that he didn't say that, it kind of indirectly confirms that maybe something is actually going to happen, because the thing is, if he did also say like there isn't going to be any Switch model coming out in 2021 and then later they reveal a Nintendo Switch Pro, it would look bad on him because it would look like that he lied. So it was definitely a question where he had to give a different answer, and that kind of does indirectly confirm that maybe some type of new Nintendo Switch model could in fact be coming. And another thing that's also very important is anytime a brand new Nintendo Switch firmware update does come out, people data mine it and look through the code, and they can find that there's actually like a hidden detail for a brand new Nintendo Switch model that is codenamed Aula, and that's exactly what happened for the Nintendo Switch Lite. It had a codename as well. I forget the exact name of it, but I'll put it up on screen for you guys right now so you can see what that was. So usually whenever they do have codenames for these other Nintendo Switch systems, they do in fact end up being real, and we've seen behind the scenes whenever there's a brand new firmware update that codename Aula seems to be getting like 4K support and other stuff that's being added behind the scenes. So I always say, like, if there really wasn't going to be a Nintendo Switch Pro, like let's just say it doesn't exist, then what's even the point of this happening? Because this is official Nintendo Switch firmware. Like you can literally data mine it and look for yourself and see that the codename Aula is there and it's getting 4K support and all of that being added. If there really wasn't going to be a Nintendo Switch Pro, then why is all of this stuff even being updated? Because there's no way that they can add 4K support to our current Nintendo Switches right now. It's impossible to do it with just a software update. So the only way that would make sense is if there really was going to be a brand new updated model coming soon. And so there you go guys, that's all the information that we have right now about the Nintendo Switch Pro, as well as an interesting quote from Doug Bowser himself. If you guys enjoyed this video, then definitely be sure to click that like button, and also comment down below. Let me know what you guys think of this. How do you guys feel about the Nintendo Switch Pro now? Do you guys think that it's still going to happen? Do you think it's not going to happen? How do you personally feel about everything? Definitely be sure to comment down below and let me know. If you're new to this channel, then please be sure to subscribe. I'm definitely going to have some more Nintendo content in the future, so definitely be sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on that. Click on that bell to become a part of the notification squad. Go follow me on Twitter at Aero so you can be featured in videos, and also join my Discord server as well. We've got a bunch of people in there who are always talking about Pokemon and Smash Bros and Nintendo, so definitely be sure to join that. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you so much for watching.